Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we're mailing it in for Labor Day. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Royce Neely and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Howdy.
How we doing?
Yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoying their Labor Day, having fun, being safe, and maybe having a drink or two. Sure, why not?
Maybe.
It's a holiday. Yeah. For us, we got to work on the holiday. So here we are, spending Labor Day morning, creating the show. We have to get up at
5.
5 in the morning to record this, so it's available for you guys to download.
Prepare.
That's what some people think we do. There's some people that go, "You put a daily show out every single day," and I go, "Yeah," and they're like, "The dedication." And I'm like, I know it.
Don't tell them any different. Yes, just let them think that.
I'm awake every morning at 5 a.m. to record this show so that you can enjoy
get fresh material. Sure. Tim, you were saying there's something you wanted to talk about on this Labor Day. What is it, man?
Yeah, so speaking of Labor Day, trying to take some time off, we're in the process of renovating a bathroom. Is there anything more painful than picking out tile?
No.
With your significant other?
That's terrible.
This is the bottom, right?
Except for paint.
Yeah.
Except for
it's
tiles
just
the
awful.
worst. But actually, no, tile's worse because you can't remove it after you've picked it. If you pick a shitty color
painting's
paint,
easy.
You can paint over it if you hate it. If you pick shitty tiles, well, guess what? You have
You're
a
gonna be
shitty
stuck
fucking
with it
bathroom,
for a
and it's
long
shitty,
time.
and it looks shitty, and that's just
Tiles
how
are
it
also a much wider price range than paints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, have you picked
vanities?
out tiles?
I thought vanities were bad.
Mm-mm.
Tiles worse.
So much worse.
Tiles worse.
What did you pick?
Yeah, what'd you pick?
I see. What sucks is that here's the hard part. I guess maybe I'm the one who's making it miserable. So I'm colorblind. So whenever you ask me if it looks good, everything looks great.
Everything looks good to you.
All these grays go together fantastically.
It looks wonderful. So the general just gets fed up with me and storms off and says, "That's why do we even bring you along?" And I said, "Well, finally we've come to an agreement on something. I shouldn't be here anyway. This is perfect." So I think we're doing some type of black and gray with white, and I couldn't even tell you. All I know is I like the bigger tiles for smaller grout marks is all I care about.
Smaller grout
I hate
marks.
sealing that damn stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. So
Tile sucks.
it does.
It sucks. I hate it's not fun picking out tile.
Building a house,
Renovating anything now sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do any of this stuff because most try to do it all ourselves, but then it's like it just builds up and builds up, and you're like, yeah, you know what? Time to hire the professionals because I'm going to screw this up completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be spending Labor Day doing that.
Yeah, that's your
Flipping
Labor Day.
buttons and hiring people.
Are you
That's your
tiling?
Oh heck no.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's
I
saws
gotta
involved
get
and everything
tile
else.
folks out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the dust.
The dust. Right. No, I don't know anything about any of
The
that.
grouting and the ceiling.
Yeah.
Don't pick the wrong color grout because that'll go wrong, go bad for you.
Yeah, I try to stick with my whites because whites go with everything, right? This is coming from the guy who's colorblind.
Are you doing a
Look,
heating
I
element
myself dressed
underneath?
every morning.
Is black grout though? That is a suggestion to do because the thing that gets dirty is the grout. And if you do white grout, then it will be black grout eventually.
Right.
So just do black grout and like stick with that. At least on the floor wise, do black
I'm taking
grout.
notes. This is great.
Yeah.
So I can sound intelligent when we're picking grout now.
I don't know how much cleaning you do, Tim. I don't figure that you do a ton of it.
Once a year. Hey, he cleans.
This is just
whether it needs
a
it
guess.
or not. Yeah.
I don't feel like you're scrubbing grout too often, but for your wife's sake, just be like, you know what, honey, we should do either a dark gray or like a charcoal or a black grout, because it'll just be easier for us to clean. By us. But it is.
Meaning you, sweetie. Yes.
Yes. But seriously, like the white grout, just like it, like scrubbing grout sucks regardless.
It's awful.
And
the way Tim stages out kids, though, he could probably always have a kid do it. He's probably due for another one, right? Tim, give the ages of your kids again. The ages of your kids are what? Start with the one that's married. Married on
26.
26.
26. He'll be 20. He'll be 26 this year, October. Then I've got a 17-year-old and now a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
two boys and a girl.
You're due for another one, right?
I'm due for another. Yes, I am due to get to replenish the labor force. That is correct.
Yeah. And, the other ones are old enough to take care of the baby that you're going to now have soon. So yeah, it's perfect.
It's the best birth control ever. Take care of your brother or sister, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And so let's see, the 12-year-old, you guys get a kid, let's say the next 2 years, that kid's going to be old enough to just babysit all the time. And so you're going to have zero problems. Full-time
live-in babysitter. So you're good.
That's right.
Yeah.
There it is. I'll let the general know that plan. I'm sure she'd be real pleased. she'll say picking tiles a lot easier than dealing with you about that.
Yeah. So
home renovating sucks. HGTV sucks. It's all a lie. They make it way too easy.
Yeah. So
it is. It's a lie.
It is. So, all right. Well, guess what? On this Labor Day, just like every other one, we're not changing our format. We're going to drink. I'll kick this one off. I haven't gone first yet. I've got Yellowstone 2021, In Search of 2022. That's all I'll say right now. In Search of. So here we go. Decent. Not great. Could be beat, but we haven't had a great night with Cork Pops, so it could be in the mix. We'll see. All right. Next up is Beka. Beka, what do you got?
I've got a sample here from the Tri-State Bourbon Aficionados from our one of our guys, the distillery, Tom. This is an OKI pick that they did, and it's just a little sample that he brought me. So I've just got a little. I'm
maintaining my lead. I'm happy about that. All right, Tim, you're next. Tim doesn't usually have a cork pop, so
I'm not even going to play. I'm going to deal with a sample here. I'm going to finish off my sample from Wiggly Bridge. This is their single malt whiskey coming in at 120.7.
Oh, nice!
Absolutely love the single malt from these guys. Wiggly Bridge is a great distillery out in Maine.
Wiggly Bridge is a great distillery, so we have a barrel pick coming up with them.
Yep. Oh, that's even better.
We've selected a barrel
shop, Steve.
They will be at the barrel shop. Yes. Their first foray outside of Maine, which is kind of cool. So I love the fact I'm working with all these great distilleries that you can't get anywhere else. So it's cool. Very cool.
Nice.
All right. Royce, you're last but not least. What do you got there, man?
I have some Barker's Mill, Ball and Bond, from my buddy Paul Tomaseski at MB Rowland.
All right. Oh, that's enough. That was solid. So,
there it is. There's the winner.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Royce does it. So Royce got two of them. So cheers.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's Labor Day. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. I'm thinking maybe we'll talk about people we work with. It celebrates the working person. So that's what this holiday does. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Mr. Bill. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. I don't drink to that.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're mailing it in for Labor Day.
Yes, we are. So let's talk about, let's get to nice things. Say something nice about someone that you work with, Dave, right here. So, and I'll start it off. So, I can be difficult to work with, believe it or not.
No, Steve, you're not hard to work with. Steve, I've worked with you for almost 5 years. You're the easiest,
Yeah, I'm pleasant to work
most
with.
fun,
Yes.
even-tempered
Oh, yes.
person I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with.
Yes. So I'm gonna apologize right now, and I'm gonna tell you guys the story how this went down, and then I'm gonna make this thing right. So I'm working away on the ABV Network stuff at the ABV Barrel Shop. Jim's back in the office; he does the taxes and all kind of stuff, and he creates spreadsheets for everything. I don't know what he's doing back there. I don't pay any attention. Whatever he wants to do back there is fine. So I'm working away, and he comes strolling out, and he's got the clipboard where we're writing down the new Barrel Syndicate members, and he's like, "This one's got the wrong phone number on there. You left off a digit," and I'm like, okay, why don't we check the call log and see that? He's like, huh? And I go back to the office. He runs back in front of me. I don't know what he thinks I'm going to look at his computer or what. He runs it. He butts in front of me and gets it in there. And I go over to the phone and I scroll through the numbers and I'm like, okay. And then I write an 8 on there, which is the last digit. I hand it to him. I'm like, do you need anything else while I'm back here? Do you want me to hit enter on any of your spreadsheets or anything? Is there any other way I can help you now that I've done this for you? And I need to apologize for that.
I need to apologize for that.
No, Steve.
I
just felt like here's a problem. He could have fixed it in 2 seconds. I'm back there working, doing something else. It's one of those things that gets to you. So, I felt like he could have fixed it. I showed him how to fix it, and hopefully it won't happen again. And then we're both better people for it, I guess. So, but there you go.
Yeah.
They're saying something about nice about someone. So, yes, Jim's great. I couldn't imagine actually anybody better to work with than Jim. So Jim, he can get along with me, which is something that most people can't say. So yeah, I like working with Jim.
I have a confession to make.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm in love with my boss.
Oh man,
Scandalous.
Yeah.
Scandalous.
Yeah, it's questionable at first. Makes work a little bit awkward.
So is it right to say that you always take work home with you then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say so.
There you go. Yeah. Royce, who do you want to say something nice about that you work with?
But he doesn't have anything
No
nice
pressure
to say
now.
about me.
No pressure now,
Who's
Royce.
it going to be? Who are you going to talk about?
I love working with my wife. Wow, what's going on? I love working with you. Good time down there. I'm in love with a subordinate. I guess what you want to say?
A subordinate.
I'm a subordinate.
Oh. Do you have like traditional like job reviews and stuff? So like you're like, all right, Becca, it's the end of the third quarter. Come on in my office, and then you
Come
go
on
over.
in, honey. Yep. They go real well for me. I tell you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
My performance reviews, they go over really well.
That'd be fun to sit in on that.
I'm also very hard to work for / with.
Really, imagine that. Yeah.
I know.
Royce and I have a
Surprising.
very similar personality. So
Remember when
the
he
people
said that
around
he had
us,
to marry he had to bring someone down from North Dakota?
Yeah. Yes.
It's a good thing that he brings work home with him, which is his phone, and I can answer it sometimes, so he doesn't have to when he's doing taxes or whatever else he's doing, and he's upset. And I'm like, let me answer that phone for you, honey. Hi, this is Neely Family Distillery. How can I help you? Otherwise,
I love work home with me.
Yeah. See. This is
Be
good.
curious to see what Becca's last 360 review was as well when she got rated by all of her peers. Are you able to disclose that, Royce? You guys do any 360 reviews or semi-annual
I
check-ins?
can guarantee that my review from my peers would be very good.
Oh yeah,
because I get along great with all of our guys that work for us.
dude, Neely's a killer place to work. It's even better now that I'm like removing myself a little bit more from it than I used to be.
Mhm.
It's a great place to work.
So
You guys love working down there. I think
everyone gets along, I think, pretty well down there. And so it makes for like an easy working environment, I think, as far as I can tell. But I mean, our biggest complaint is the customers. But also, that's the best complaint to have is people say, as long as everyone's just bitching about customers and not bitching about each other, then that's okay.
Right.
That's always what I said when I worked in the oil field, and the guys would be bitching about all the truck drivers that we had that would be just doing something stupid. But they wouldn't be bitching about their other coworkers. And I'm like, that's a good thing. If they're just bitching about the people that are coming in here, that's good. As long as they're not bitching about each other, because that means that they're probably doing their jobs at least. It's just that the customers are not always correct, which is always an interesting thing sometimes, especially because I'm the one that deals with the incorrect customers often. And tell me what you guys think about this. So the entire Bourbon Trail, what is the purpose of the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky? Steve?
Named for distilleries and to bring some type of organization for tourists to come through and for, honestly, let's be honest, distillers to pay an access fee in order to help shared marketing.
What's the point though for the people doing the Bourbon Trail? Like if you're doing the Bourbon Trail, what's your purpose in doing it?
To get a stamp.
To get a stamp and a t-shirt by the end of it, right? They still doing t-shirts? I've gotten 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from my point of view, the point of the trail is to educate yourself. You get to taste a lot of new things, see just different places.
Ideally, yes.
Ideally, that's the purpose of the trail. And it does say in the actual on the webpage that how you get your stamp is based off of you're supposed to do a tour, but some places have changed it since COVID. And so you're supposed to do a tour, but you can do a tasting some places. Some people allow bottle sales. I guess some people don't care at all. But I often have been the bad guy when they come in and just slam their book down on the table and they go, I need my stamp. This is my last place. I go, okay, well, you need to do either a tour or a tasting. And they go,
or buy a bottle.
I've said that once so far. But they go,
you need to do that. You got to go through it. That's the part of it.
They go, they say, this is the issue I have. They go, this is the first place that's told me that. And I'm like, I go, okay, well, that's just what the rule is. So
we're going to discuss it at the next craft meeting already.
Yeah. And that's so I'm often the bad guy to these people that come in, these customers. And I tell them, well, you need to do either, if there's no tour left, I'm like, you can do a tasting, you can split a tasting. Like, it's not that, like, it's $15.
Yeah.
And I had a guy literally just this last week, he slammed it down the table and I was doing a tasting and I said, oh, did you guys want to join in a tasting? And they said, oh, we just need our book stamped. You're our last place on the trail. And I said, okay, well, you'd either need to do a tour, tasting, or buy a bottle.
I think the KDA should license bourbon assignments and then have an assignment at each distillery. They should pay me a royalty.
Seriously.
A licensing fee, a royalty.
He goes, well, we don't want to do that. And I said, okay. And he said, well okay, then buy. And so they left.
If we're just supposed to stamp books, then technically the KDA needs to pay me.
Yeah, because
Pay my
then we're
time,
doing
$10.
work for them.
Yeah, because like
Because-
we gotta pay to be on the bourbon trail.
Yeah, if
Right.
they're not going to fucking do anything, if they're not going to spend any money, these people were
It's
not
not
going to spend
cheap either, by the way.
any money. And so I often have been the person that has let quite a few people down by letting them know I'm not going to stamp their book unless they do something. I mean, to me, $15 for a tasting isn't, if it's your last stop, you better just do it.
Right.
Well, it's not like you're getting. It's only like 2 or 3 selections at your place either. It's you get a full. You get a whole
massive lineup
shebang.
of
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And since Royce has told me I need to start saying bottles as well, I've started saying that too, if someone does ask. But
Well, they don't have
It's-
time. They don't have time or whatnot. To me, that's just like tasting. If you buy a bottle, you're tasting something.
yeah,
You're tasting on your own then. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a take-home test.
We're trying to work with people here.
You're working with them. Yeah, exactly.
but that's part of my labor is being the bad guy.
hmm
Say goodnight to the bad guy.
So what happens? What percent just walk out the door and then, because then they screwed themselves because they can't get it. I assume they're bitching to the KDA or somebody like they wouldn't stamp my book or something.
I've gotten one bad review.
Uh huh.
Right now, I think I've only
Yeah. How many of them walk
when
out
it came
though?
to like
is,
people when it comes to people who've been like sounded aggressive, because there's ones I've said it to and they just have said okay and they've not been like
sure.
aggressive.
Right.
When it came to people who were aggressive, I'm at a 33% decided to do a tasting, and then the rest said fuck you and left.
Really? Mm.
So the ones that did the tasting, they were happy they did, and it was 4 ladies, and they did the tasting and they left with probably 12 bottles between the 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which they wouldn't have done. They were like, oh, we actually really like this. And I was like, this is why you do a fucking tasting. So you can actually find out if you like something.
Yeah.
But the other ones just were like, fine, then I'm going. And I'm like, okay, bye.
This doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's only happened a handful of times.
That's what I
And
thought.
I'm happy that's usually me that deals with it, I guess.
Yeah, we've got the Neely brothers in St. Louis. These guys, they love the Neelys. He's never come into my shop not wearing a Neely T-shirt. I don't know if he just
Really?
has one like Bart Simpson or he has hundreds of them. I'm not sure. Man, he loves you guys. And then he of course, he claimed when Adam Stump's in there because everybody's asking him about the Neely thing, and he's like, "No, I just love Neely stuff." And first time I went in there, I walked out with 8 bottles. So Adam Stump remembers this. And when he came into Adam's place, he's like, don't forget, when you come into a new place, you buy 8 bottles. So Stump cashed in.
Stump got him.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah.
You want to talk about small world stuff? I was down in Kentucky. Well, last would have been March this past year with some family, and we were at Limestone Branch, and we actually didn't even know them. We ended up connecting with them.
Oh yeah.
They were asking questions. I ended up sharing a business card with ABV Network, and now he's part of the Barrel Syndicate with the Barrel Shop and everything. He's
Yeah.
like, "Were you at Limestone Branch in March?" I'm like, "You got to be kidding me! What a small world!"
Yeah. So it's 2 brothers. One lives right in St. Louis. So he's in everything we do. And then his brother, Kevin, comes in quite a bit to stuff. But yeah, they're good guys. I like those guys. Yeah. Kyle was just at the bar the other day, just hanging out with us he was there for hours at the Barrel Shop. So yeah.
We
He's
get
in
a
there all
ton
the
of
time.
Neelys that come in that just go, I don't really know much about bourbon, but my last name's Neely. And so I figure I should probably buy some bottles because it's kind of cool to have on my bar.
Yeah.
I just had a lady and her husband who their last name now is not Neely, but her last name was Neely. And so he grabbed a bunch of bottles of bourbon and he grabbed the straight and he bought 4 glasses for their bar they're building so that she'd have some that were specific to her name. And they bought a whole bunch of stuff to bring
Right.
home because they
I
were
was
just like,
telling-
it's cool.
I was telling Royce about this the other day. I keep selling bottles to this lady whose last name is Casey. She keeps buying the Pop Casey, and then I guess she tells other relatives, and then they want it, so she buys them. Now George would probably be furious. He's so
He's
weird
furious.
about stuff. Yeah, you think he'd be happy to be selling anything? I mean, I told him we got a customer that drinks. He loves Pop Casey because it's in a single serving bottle, and George's like, oh God, the guy's in the cult or something. I'm like, dude, just be happy. You don't care what or why he's buying it. You just be happy he's getting it. So yeah. George,
Okay.
he hasn't quite figured out business yet. That's his deal. Yeah.
Working on it.
Right, Royce, you're happy with no matter what. If someone said I buy a bottle of Neely every day and I use it to clean around the house, you could care less, would you? Would you be pissed about that?
They're buying it, man.
I know, exactly.
They bought a bottle every day and poured it out.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Whatever you want to do, it's yours.
People buy it for all sorts of things. I mean, I've got one guy that came in and bought it for a fire starter. He's like, I'm going to be honest, I'm buying this 120 proof to light fires. And I said,
Fine. Sure.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It'll
do you
that.
need two?
It'll burn blue.
Yeah.
Lighter fluid would have been a lot cheaper, but yeah.
Yeah, but if they want to burn with moonshine, sure.
Hey, it'll flat burn.
The people
it
that
will
buy
burn.
it for cooking purposes, that's fine. Like you're still like, I mean, you can use it for anything, but we had a lady that came in the other day and she's like, I don't actually drink. And I was like, okay. And she's like, but what could I use to make this stuff? And I was like, well, you could use this. And I said, we got nuns that come in and buy this. And she's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. I said, the nuns that buy the moonshine. She's like, for what? I said, oh, they make limoncello with it. She's like, oh, well, if the nuns like it, I'd probably like that one too. So she bought that. And I said, well, and then, people use the apple pie, or they use the salted caramel to like cook with a lot. I said, they use it for like pecan pie. And she goes, oh my God, I was going to buy she's like, I'm buying the bourbon for the pecan pie. I should probably just buy both. I said, you should probably just buy both. Yeah.
Right.
Like, okay. And so she left with 200 bottles worth of liquor. And she's like, this is pretty funny that I'm leaving with $200 worth of stuff when I don't even drink. I said,
I don't even drink. Yeah.
Well, it's great.
Right. Salted caramel and baked beans. Oof.
Yeah, you've talked about that a lot. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy that. Yeah, that
people your wife really enjoys that too, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I talk about you on almost every single tasting. I don't say your name, but I go, there's even a guy who takes the salted caramel and he pours it into his crock pot with little smokies and barbecue sauce. Didn't you do that?
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was you. And so I say that almost every single time I'm talking about salted caramel. I say that exact thing.
Yeah.
Almost every single time. So they are reminded of you.
Supporter. Yeah.
Almost every single time.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I won't ask for any licensing or royalty for that, but that's good.
It's nice that it happened.
We just
easy what you admit to, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I say that.
Yeah. Well, good job today, gang. Great show. And yes, we're out celebrating. Now we can go off and we can celebrate our respective Labor Days. Get out and do stuff. So, yeah, that'll be good. So,
well, now that it's 6 a.m., yeah, we can actually.
I was about to say, it's like 6:15. It's perfect.
Let's go get breakfast and then we'll head our separate ways. All right, guys? All right.
Sounds
we'll
like a
wrap
plan.
this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on the Tasting Events page at abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right, Royce.
Find me on Facebook and Instagram at Neely Family Distillery or at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Also, don't forget the ABV Barrel Shop. Come by and see us, Arnold, Missouri, a St. Louis suburb, or at least get signed up for our email distribution list at abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit the Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. Fridays, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.